I don't think people understand how like powerful friendship really is. Like some people keep asking me, like they're like, "Yo, like you're homeschooled. How do you make friends?" That's like the biggest question I get from people when they're like, "Yo, like when I tell them that I'm homeschooled, they're always asked like, how do you make friends?" And I'm like, it's different because like, sure you can make a lot more friends at public school, but you don't make lifelong friends most of the time. Like we kind of just like make a buddy and we just like stick with that buddy like pretty much
Hmm.
forever. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously depending on the person, but like for instance, when moving to Florida, Lewis is like he might as well sound like he's getting divorced or something because he has to leave Garfield and he's like, I mean, it sucks and he's like, freaking out about it. But I feel like for people in school, definitely not as big a deal for people, stuff like that in general. I mean, like you're there for like the good times, but you're especially there for like the rough times and just like if you're able to, you know, like if you love someone enough to be like, you know what? Even though you know, it could be something as small as like I'm not into this conversation, I don't really want to listen to it, to like listening to it, or something to like, no, I'm not gonna like let him go down this path, and like just having the ability to be like, I love you enough to tell you that this is not cool and this is not right. Like that's what true friendship is. True friendship is not just like going through laughing and smiling the whole time. I mean that's
Hmm.
important, but like is that someone who can like be your one of your closest friends on the planet that will also help you, but more importantly, tell you like when you're doing something wrong or something like that. And it took us a long time to figure that out. Like in general, you were breathing so loudly. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, it's like
No,
5 feet away
no,
from my
you're
face.
you're all good. But like, it took us a long time to figure that out, and it caused like a lot of different complications in our friendship. But
Hmm.
once we figured that out, we were like, you know what? Like,
It's all right.
yeah, we understand that we might have messed up, but like we love each other more than the argument. That's like something I say a lot. Like I feel like that's for everything. Arguing is like a really big part of, how
Friendship.
friendships grow and how they, don't grow. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, sure, like the Bible even says like if you can overlook, then overlook it. But I mean, it also if there's like a problem, if you love someone, or even if your life is genuinely
I mean,
harder
you can't
because
just
of
like
it.
overlook me being like, yeah, I genuinely wish you would go to hell. Like,
Right.
that's
Exactly.
not something you're like, yeah, he's joking.
Yeah, that's something like,
Hey,
that,
hey,
that could hurt a little
I'm
bit.
sorry.
No, but like genuinely, I was thinking like moving to Florida. I'm like, yo, this is cool, but like I'm definitely
Boys.
making time for the boys. Exactly. Like as cool as it is, I'm like friendship is a big part of life, and I've gone long enough without people. Like there's a difference, right, between friends
Hmm.
online and like true like in-person friendship. Like there's a big big difference. And I'm
Yeah.
like at a point where I'm like I don't want to like if I'm moving to this place, I'm going to actually try. I'm done like living life being like, "Oh, it's fine." Like I'll find friends eventually. I'm like I'm over it. Like I love I'll definitely always talk online with the boys and, stuff like that, of
Hmm.
course. But like I'm sick of like going home and like that's it. Like, chill with the boys.
Yeah.
Um so that's why like I mean, I don't know if I've said it enough, but like I g- I mean, I genuinely like our friendship is something special. Most people aren't friends for 10 years. Like that's not
Make
like
that
normal.
5, bro.
Exactly. Like and genuine like it's not like a normal everyday thing. So it's like
Yeah.
I don't think any part of me wants to be like, no, screw that. It's like, no, like it's really important to like, like I don't think our friendship will ever truly die out. Like I just don't think it's gonna happen unless like you're a mass murderer, which I still would be like, oh, okay. that's that's okay.
Bye.
Bye. for a little bit. You'll figure it out, and I'll meet you in prison. But like, I
Robert's
don't
like,
know.
I'm a drug dealer, so it won't be too long.
Becomes a drug dealer just to see the boys. No, but I don't know, man. For real. I mean, it's something different. I like people they like oversell it. They're always like, yeah, you need to be in a relationship with somebody. You need to like to truly bond with somebody. You need to do all these things. But I'm like, listen to me. Friendship. That's why like my like I always say, and my parents like everyone like older people in general. They're like, yeah, if you really want like a good marriage, then it needs to start with friendship. And I 100% agree.
Yeah.
Like if you can't be friends with someone. At the end of the day, when you step off that podium and you guys are married, it's gonna be like friendship. It's not gonna be the same as dating. It's gonna be literal like if you don't like each other as friends first, then you're not gonna like each other
Hmm.
when you guys are married. And so
Yeah.
it's definitely interesting and like, it's just like it's cool. A lot it's different because like a lot of people, I mean, I know at our age, like we're young, and
Yeah.
we've already been through quite a bit of stuff like together in general, and we matured a lot
Hmm.
quicker because of it. And it's like got me thinking like I think one of the reasons why our friendship has lasted so long is that at a certain point, i mean I mean we literally almost ended our friendship over Fortnite. I think it's just like because like you know we were Christians and we realized, hey, like, I mean, I don't think God would be too happy if we had to explain to our kids, hey, that's in that picture. We're showing our kids a picture and we're like, oh, that's Isaac. Oh, what happened? Like, why didn't you talk about him? Uh, we, well, we had a couple of Fortnite matches that just went bad real quick, so we decided to end it relationship there. Like,
I feel like it'd be more excusable if like you're like, oh yeah, he wished me that I went to hell and we never met.
oh,
So
well, yeah, that is fair. Jeez. But anyway, I think it's definitely because, God was like, I think there's a reason why he like kept our friendship together. Maybe it's just because
hmm
he wants us, to like fully. I don't know. I don't know what he wants with it, but it's just cool that we can kind of go through the journey together. I think that it definitely confuses a lot of people though when I like explain to them like I've been homeschooled my whole life. They always give me that look like, oh, like they're like, which way do rivers flow? No, but like, a good question actually. I don't know if like you've experienced this yet. You have older siblings, though, so you probably have. But like, watching somebody like like literally just like grow through something is really satisfying or like interesting to watch.
Satisfying videos.
No, like for real though, like
Just people going through tough times.
38 years of satisfying gameplay.
That's funny.
uh, yeah, I don't know. But like I think it'd be interesting if YouTube actually like I don't know. I think it's definitely like if God planned it not to, like sure. But I think it could be like a really cool outlet to show people like I mean, first off, just how important friendship is. Like, if you notice, there's a certain theme with my videos. They tend to be titled, I love this man, dot, dot, dot. And then just us talking and playing video games. And I think the simplicity of it is just, like, simple. And, like, I mean, like, even somebody in the comments just, like, texted me. It was like, dude, it's like, I've never had a conversation that long before. And I'm like, I mean, it's like a 10-minute conversation. I think it'd be a cool outlet just to, like obviously you can't be friends to like thousands of people obviously, but it would be cool to just like it's kind of like how The Office, you play it through, right, and then you get done with it and you're like, I just want to see like just like almost like the repetition again. Like I just want to see like the same thing. They come to work every day and whatnot. It's just so like sad to me, like all the people out there who like truly I mean I can't imagine hating my life. Like I can't imagine that. But it's
I
like
can.
I know which like I can totally like I can guess I can understand how, but it's just cuz like, I've just never been through it, so it's hard for me to like truly understand it. But like
Off right now.
the thought of just like living your life and like not wanting to like scares me. So I think truly with all my heart, if I blew up with YouTube, right? If we blew up with YouTube, which would be sick, it'd be so cool to have like a buddy to go through with. That I think what I would do, my goal would be first off, to like spread God's love, to show people that like Christians are like how not how they're supposed to act. That sounds like stupid but like like just like to show people that like Christians are people and they can be funny and they can like things that other people like. But like also people I don't want people to like have to backtrack to see if I'm a Christian. Like have to look up on Google is like a win for a Christian. Like I don't want that. Like I want people to know that and just like to show people like I just want to be like friends to everybody, which you can't do obviously, but I think to a certain extent you can. Like I don't know. I haven't watched The Office, but what I've heard is like if you saw one of the Office like characters or like Office people in general in real life, I feel like you could instantly you feel like you know them. You feel like you're like friends with them almost. From what I've heard. Could be wrong. I don't know. But I think it'd just be like it'd be cool to just give people like a reason to live again, you know?
Yeah.
And then who knows?
Huh?
Who knows?
Not to be like rude or anything. That was really good. But like, yeah, I have a topic I've been thinking about for a long time. And it's like really hit me hard. And it just like blows my mind. Like, I was sitting there thinking, what if, like, let's go inhabit a different planet? And then I was sitting there thinking, I don't think anyone in this generation, the next generation, no one in the 2000s is probably going to be able to inhabit that planet. And also, if thinking about it, there's nothing over there except there's some planets that have like water and stuff on it. There's not going to be iron, there's not going to be trees, there's not going to be steel, there's not going to be like I don't think.
Right.
Because God made it that way. And it just kind of like it made me sad kind of. Not that God made it that way, but like just because I wanted to like I wanted a fresh start. And I think people say I want, like, not to, flame you or anything. I think people say I want a fresh start, like, a lot. I never actually proceed with it because they, like, again, I'm not roasting you because you actually do it. But, like, I don't think I will ever go to a different state and say, yeah, this is a fresh start. Because there's still going to be political issues, and there's still going to be, like, they're still going to be bad, right?
Right. Well, I mean, when you moved to Montana, did it feel like a fresh start?
No. It felt like I went in reverse, actually. I left all my friends. I'm kind of struggling in my faith, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
Like, and honestly, surprisingly, a Christian school isn't helping. In fact, it's kind of amplifying it times 3.
Yeah, I mean, Christians.
And I'm not even used to that. I realized that today, sitting there talking to my friends, and I was like, man, this is crazy. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I've never been around this. I've been around, like, hey, let's go play basketball with all the Christian people. I haven't been around, hey, let's go do drugs in the back seat. Or I'm not around that. And honestly, it's immature. More than I can imagine people could get immature. I picture immaturity as, oh, you act like a kid when you're an adult. It's not even that. It's like doing drugs and stuff. Just no reason. Let's just go do some drugs at school. And who does that? It's
Yeah,
just like I've never been around it, so it's like so unnatural to me. It's kind of like shaking my foundations,
hmm, definitely.
and like I don't know, man. It's just like that kind of stuff that like it hits me hard. Like
Right.
really realizing that I've never been around stuff like that. Like when me and you would hang out, like we'd be like, "Yeah, Lewis, it's you don't need to know this."
Right.
I'm out here literally just like on another level
Right.
like than what me and you were at.
Yeah. Well.
Like if you came and hang out with me, it'd be like that car ride with Charles and his bud.
Well. I mean, we're talking right now, and like you haven't changed at all.
Huh?
I mean, we're talking right now, and you haven't changed at all. I
Well,
think
yeah, I know,
Isaac.
but
I think really what happens, right, is when, like you said, like w- you kind of just hit it, and you were not filtered through everything. Like you hit a Christian school, and like Christian air quotation mark, and it's like you. Yeah, I mean,
air
like,
quotation mark.
like it's like, yeah, it's definitely different for sure, and it's definitely like a lot. But like, if we think that's bad, imagine what it's like when we're gonna be 20, right? When we're not talking to 14-year-old kids. And so like the thought process of it, I think I have is like I don't think you really need to be surrounded by that. I think like for instance, do all your friends like swear and like are like super immature and just not good people in general? Like I'm not gonna sit here and talk to you
Mhm.
like we don't do stuff like that in general stuff.
Yeah,
But like like bad,
yeah.
right? So
And
it's
if I'm
like
being,
this is why I think it's important to like not introduce your kids to these things, but to let your kids know, hey, the world is a terrible place, and I don't think anyone will disagree with that. But just because it's a terrible place, like I love you. Like you need to know exactly how to. I don't know. Like you need to know that. And with you
Mhm.
joining a new school, right? It's
Yeah,
definitely different. It's like you have no filter. Like it's weird. Like you and me, right? I mean, we'll say stupid stuff and we'll make jokes about certain things and we'll swear sometimes and we're
that's
over
more.
there
That's
like
more my.
I think when we both do that, we think like, oh, I shouldn't have done that, right? But like, I mean, like, do you like?
Um, less with the cussing, like
Yeah.
just
Okay.
my standpoint on that. But like, yeah,
Right. And so
and
it's
I
like,
think everyone does.
I don't think so, man. I mean, I'm gonna be legit. Like, I think that those kids that you're hanging out with genuinely could care less.
Well, they are Christians. They're not like,
Are they?
yeah, I mean, they go to church and stuff, but it's like, it's still like not, good.
Right. Again, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like I don't know. It's an interesting thing to just like go from what like stuff we'd say. Like sure it's like it wasn't great, but it wasn't like
Hmm.
like we wanted to say stuff like that. It's because like we were learning to control to not say things like that. And like when we
Hmm.
slipped up, we were like, oh dang, like we weren't like excited about it or anything, or like
Hmm.
we felt bad about it. Now like the older you get, the harder it is to almost like understand that what you just said was stupid or what you just said was wrong. Like it's harder and harder. And
I can
so
relate to that, like,
right. And
ton, because, like, I'll sit there and make dumb jokes and be like, that wasn't bad. And then I'll think about it. I'll lay in bed looking at like blank TV screen listening to music and just say,
Right. And it's like the older you get, I mean, I'm starting to understand what my dad's like is saying when he says, "Yeah, trust me." Like the older you get,
mhm.
it doesn't become like easier or anything like that. Like, don't go into adulthood thinking that it's gonna be like an easy trip. It's not. And I'm glad I'm glad he's like
Yeah,
bestowing
and
that
that's
on me.
and that's what I was saying to Charles. I wasn't like saying like, yeah, you're immature. That it probably came across like that because that's literally what I said.
Right.
And I wasn't saying he was like couldn't pick up any chick or whatever. But I was saying like don't just like walk around and be like, yeah, I got a new chick every day. It's like I could pick up chicks every day. Do I? No, because I don't want to filter. I don't want to be the filter that goes through everybody and is like, I want to be the guy that's like, huh, I'll never know because I actually found the one. Right?
That's fair.
I don't want to like, I don't want to be like, yeah, don't sleep with her, don't sleep. I'm not going to be that guy. Bobby Miller could be that. Cal freaking Zarling could be that guy. I don't want to be that. And
Right.
sometimes I get afraid that I will be. And like,
Every family has something different, right? Like our family, it's just bickering in general, like just arguing and stuff like that, which is, oh my gosh, it is so frustrating. Like it really is. Like to have to sit there and like listen to this, and it's like at the end of the day, if you can, if you can just like understand that and be like,
mhm,
listen, we need to grow in this one particular place, then you will. And I think right now it's like you said for Jackson, right? I mean, his
mhm,
addictions, I think eventually he's going to be like, oh, like, I understand that this is wrong. And I do 100% know that. I know for a fact Jackson doesn't like what he's doing. But he's doing it because, he doesn't know what to do. And I know that, like, for a fact. I know that he doesn't want to, but,
mhm.
he's just having a hard time with it. But, like, as soon as he, like, really wants to stop, I mean, it's going to be like a battle, obviously. Like, everything addicting is going to be a battle. It's like eventually, I 100% believe that Jackson will be like a stand-up guy, 100%. And even
Yeah.
though he might not be right now, like, he definitely will be.
I'm gonna let down some stuff that you probably already know. But like I haven't been like yeah. Anyways, I like I toss quite a bit of shade on your family. Like not like in a bad way, like yeah, they kinda suck. But like I'll just be talking to my mom and be like, I'm so glad we don't argue like this, Hebert. Not to be like stereotyping your entire family, but like it's just like it felt like every time I went to your house, I just listened. Like it was either I'd walk in and your mom and dad were fighting, or Charles and Lewis, or John and you. It felt like every damn time, and it just kind of made me like sad.
Right. And again, it's all different with every single family. Like for our family, it's arguing, which is really frustrating. Like,
Yeah, like for our family, we're messed up. Like I know me and you tease each other a lot and stuff, but like other families don't do that. Like that's why me and Silas don't get along, or the Burwells and the Zetterbergs, for a matter of fact,
who the Zetterbergs?
because Silas and
Oh,
his family,
okay.
and it's just like it's all because we're different.
Right.
Like, not to be like I'm built different, but like the thing is, it's like even this Christmas, we play this. I want to play this with like your family because like I love you guys, and you are part of our family.
Okay.
I'm gonna make myself cry.
No, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now that it's not like crying is to me at least, not for everyone. It's just because there are men that aren't willing to admit their emotions. Crying is takes a lot more bravery than like anything else. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of guys being like, "No, you can't cry. Suck it up." Like that's starting to piss me off because it's like, listen, crying is just a way of expressing that like whatever you're talking about or whatever you're doing or how your day
You're
went.
passionate for.
Right. It's really passionate or it's really hurtful or it's really something. Crying is like it's a tool that you can use to express exactly what you're saying up to like a
Hmm.
a sheer amount of volume. So what were you saying?
Oh, so we played this game, right?
Right.
And it was called like rag or something. So you get a rag, and I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but that's what we called it, the rag game.
Okay.
And it's not really a game. It's not like, hey, let's get the boys and play rag, right? So you sit there for a second and you just think, like, who am I grateful for? And you just throw the rag to someone and say, hey man, thanks. Like, I don't do that. I don't I don't walk up to my dad and go, thanks for working in a mine that's 110 degrees for 11 hours a day for 2 weeks straight with. And it makes me feel like shit, if I'm being honest. Like, just the fact that I don't go up to people and, like, hey, you look good today. Like, I don't do that. I always walk up and I'm like, ugly. And then I, like, nah, I'm joking. And then, like, I go on with my day and not think about it. But they sure do.
Right. Dang, that's
Because not a lot of families do that.
right.
I mean, nobody, like, walks up to their mom, and is like, yeah, man. Like, and nobody's mom does that to them. No, but, like,
No, Charles, we're having a heart to heart. We're having a heart to heart.
but, like, but, like, it just makes me feel bad that I don't do that. Because, like, I mean, like,
I mean,
I
you're
threw the rag to, like, there's a lot of things. Like, my dad, there's just a lot of stuff. And I, like, you know what made me sad? You weren't there.
for what?
Like, just that game. I wouldn't have, like, I probably might have, but, like, I would have thrown the rag to you multiple times. Like, hey man, thanks for literally talking me out of depression in like 3 minutes. Or like,
I
hey
mean,
man, thanks for being there when I'm going through something tough. Like, just finding out, like, something, like pregnant or something. Like, that hit different. I know, like,
listen to yourself. You're doing the exact same thing that you say you don't do. Like, like I didn't know I was like this like a month ago. I had no idea I was. I didn't think it's a big deal. But you're growing in that like department, 100%. And I'm like, the thought of like, I mean, yeah, again, like you said, like, or every family's definitely got their own quirks, and learning learning to love each other through that kind of stuff is what truly readies you for the rest of your life. Like, I always say, like, if you can get along with your siblings, you can get along with everyone. Like, it's not hard. And so I've like,
how do you get along with me then? I'm
I mean,
sorry.
we're siblings at this point. Well, I feel like it took me a while to understand that, and like
Mhm.
I'd say even up till last year, like, no, I'd say even up until like last year, I was very, like you said, like I was negative towards people, or like I always argued, or I'd start arguments with people. But like up
Mhm.
until like this year, I'd say maybe even maybe like 2 years ago or this year, like around there. Anyway, I like hit the stage where I was like, I don't know. I was reading the Bible, and it said something about like respect your brothers. Like it literally said that, and it hit hard. I like thought, and I was like, you know what? Like, how can I go around like? And at the time, I was doing like 5 day clubs and teaching kids about the gospel, and I'm like,
Mhm.
how can I teach these kids to like understand the Bible and to teach them about love and prosperity and all this stuff when I'm sitting here like dogging on people and stuff or like all this stuff? Like, how can I just sit there and like pretend that I'm not doing the exact same thing I'm telling them not to do? Like, that is literally hypocrisy in the finest forms. And I was like, and it hit a stage where I was like, you know what? If I truly want to like live as a Christian, then this is like important to me. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and like be argumentative. I'm not gonna sit there and like wanna need to win the argument. And it hit a stage where that's why it's frustrating, being in my family, because it hit a stage where we were like, you know what? Like, I'm sitting here and I have to listen to these arguments and I have to like, just sit there and not do anything about it. And like I'll
Mhm.
try and diffuse the arguments and be like, yo guys, like this needs to stop, like stuff like that. But like again, until people realize that like what they're doing is actually genuinely wrong, or that even who's is in the wrong can just be like, okay, I understand I'm in the wrong now. Boom. That's like how quickly you
Mhm.
can diffuse something before it starts is actually insane. And so I'm trying to like learn like the hardest to like truly be able to be just to like just stop, like just to like stop what you're doing and think, hey, why is this argument really worth it that much that I can have someone be mad at me for it? Like, is it really worth it that much? And it's not.
Yeah.
And so I eventually was just like, I was like, I'm done. And I think God definitely changed me that way. And I'm happy he did it. But there's so many more departments where that same exact thing needs to happen. Like, it's not just like one department in life where like I check off the box and like, okay, I'm good. It's like there are a a load of things that like I can grow in and I need to like change, and it's with everybody. Like,
Mhm.
even like, people that have walked with the Lord for years and years and years, like you'll talk to them, they're not the same person they were last year because like, God showed them something, or just everything in general. And it made
Mhm.
me realize, like, if we can truly just understand that, like, pride is the cause of, like, I'd say, like, 80%, 90% of the problems in life, then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, man. It's just, like, a long walk of just fully, you know, like, understanding.
Mhm.
And that's what we lack in this day and age, Isaac. Like, the maturity of, like, everyone argues now, like literally everybody. I don't care who, like
Mhm.
everybody. It's just like a thing that they do. Like, it's addicting. I'd say it is as addicting as drugs or like freaking heroin. Like, arguing. Just cuz
Yeah.
you just it's just so like nice to say your opinion and just that's it, and you be right, and you'll go to bed angry at each other. And that's just like, it's frustrating, right? And the fact that like you can just, you know, you can change that
Mhm.
outcome is just a cool thought to me.
You know what's insane?
What?
This is the coolest freaking Minecraft map I've ever seen. Like literally, these caves are massive. These sand mountains. I've seen like 5 like villages.
I
This
respect.
is awesome. And it's literally me and you. Like that's kind of cool. I don't know.
For sure. For sure, for sure.
I mean to cut you off.
No, you're all good.
Keep cutting you off of like Minecraft.
I don't know, man. It's interesting. I don't know. I think both of our families will definitely grow in certain departments.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why we're such good friends and like our families just kind of never really got to know each other too well.
Yeah.
It kind of weirds me out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a fact. Well, Uh, if I could describe my experience with that school, it'd probably be like in one meme. It'd be that picture of that black guy with the 3 question marks. Oh my, Gilbert! The funniest thing, you just like expose this guy, and there's this school-wide joke. This guy will straight up walk up to you, and he'll make dead eye contact, which is like it's not that bad, but like he grabs your arm, and
Mhm.
it's like when you're trying to impress someone, and you like kind of give them like you squeeze their hand really hard when you're handshaking them, and they're like nice firm handshake. This guy just squeezes your arm harder than Zeus. So you're sitting there like, do I flex? Do I not? And it's just like hurt.
Do I flex?
So he's
Do
like,
I
good
not?
job on your grades, and you're like, thank you.
Uh-huh.
My arm. Shut up. I know. I can't
That is
stop the homo.
amazing. That is like literally amazing.
And you just
Do
call
I
him out.
do I flex? Do I
Bob
sit here?
Grip hard. That's so funny.
The
And
Grim
I'll walk
Ripper.
up to people and just put my hand on their shoulder and like, what are you, the principal? And I'll bust out laughing, and they'll like walk by and he's like, what you guys laughing about? I was like, nah, he just made a joke about like a banana, and he's like, but
They probably just sent that guy out to clean out the freaking school. He's like an exterminator just for 12-year-olds.
he's been there for 2 weeks or something. Stupid. And this guy's like deleted like 10% of the school. Exterminated.
He just like watches
Deleted.
them all leave and just gives himself a high five.
Like,
Gives
how am I
himself a
not out of
firm
that school
handshake.
yet? I hang out with like the weirdest people there. Like half of them got expelled already.
So how many people are there again?
I don't remember.
A lot.
There's a bit, but like, he's exterminated like 15 people in 2 weeks or something.
He's like, new record, let's go.
New record.
Killing
Round
spree.
1. Fight.
Mr. Gripper has joined the battle.
Bob Grip hard.
Watch out before he grips your arm. Oh yeah. Oh gosh.
No, it's dumb.
I feel
Right?
you.
He's gonna make this big deal out of me saying that's gay. And dude, I played telephone with an Indian kid's mom.
What?
That's basic, telephone like the game.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. I played telephone. It went from that's a little gay to your son's homosexual.
Soccer moms, am I right?
I mean, like, what?
Exactly, Mom. How did it go from that to that real quick?
Like, straight up, I want to talk to this Indian kid's mom and be like, how did you get that's a little homosexual from your son deep-throating a corn dog to, Mr. Principal, Isaac Asher Burwell genuinely said, my
You're
son
gay.
is gay.
You're gay.
Can you please give him
That would have been
detention
so funny.
or something more extreme,
Yeah.
particularly? What?
That'd be so funny if you were like, he like calls you out on it. You're like, she's probably gay too then. And then you guys just start laughing and he goes, oh, she is.
I know.
I know. We deep throat.
I made her that way. She saw me and was like, nah, I'm into the other gender, bro. Nah.
No. No.
Nah, bro.
I ain't about that. I do like you doing the stanky leg on accident. I don't even know. I mean, okay, so speaking of like principals, there was this one principal that I had like years ago. And him and me, we got along quite a bit. But one day, I was in class and I was bored, and we had some pins on the table, and I had a cup. So, I mean, everyone was like fiddling with something, so I grabbed like a needle, and I put it through the cup, right? And I accidentally left it on the ground and forgot about it. I can see the error of my ways, right? Someone could have stepped on it. So he goes, who put this on the ground? Like 30 minutes later. And I'm like, I think that was me. And he went, come talk to me. And I'm like, okay. And so keep in mind this is in front of the
Snap
entire.
my kneecap. Sorry. I just need my desk so hard.
Just keep in mind this is in front of the entire class. So I'm beat red, like walking to the desk. And he like shows up, and he's like, "Did you put that on the ground to purposely hurt somebody?" And I'm like,
Yes.
dude, I'm like, dude, you know me.
Kill me.
We like actually vibe, like we like chill, and you're just gonna. I was like, do you even know me? I literally said that. I was like, do you know me? And he was like, I have to make sure. Like, did you do that to hurt somebody? And I'm like, no, I just forgot about it. I'm sorry. Like, I can see what I did. It was wrong. And he's like, okay, are you positive? Like, you didn't
I have
do
a
it there,
heart-to-heart with my principal on Tuesday. Just be like, hey man, listen.
Mr.
I've
Gripper?
been through some stuff. Mr. Gripard.
Like, I'm like, I didn't even put it like in the middle of like a designated area. I'm like insulted at this point. I'm like, how stupid do you think I am? It's like I'm like, it's like this tiny little pin in this massive cup that's like peeking through half a centimeter. Like, he wears glasses. I'm surprised he even saw it sticking out. And I'm like over here just like, no, it wasn't me. And he's like, okay, I believe you. And he sends me back. Again, I'm beat red the entire time. Like, I'm just like terrified. I'm like so embarrassed. And then I just have to sit there being like, did this dude just sit me down, take me out in front of the whole class? And it's a small class. People notice stuff like that. All right. It's not a little class. And he's, and he just thinks I tried to like assassinate the president or something. Like John F. Kennedy style. And I'm like, no, I'm just chilling. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I left like a week later. I'm like, if that's how little he thinks of me, then I'm freaking out. And I never came to terms with that guy. He was way too good at chess too. Just add insult to injury.
Just throw that in.
Yeah. But that was
Why
like,
I'm kind of good at chess
yeah.
for like never playing.
Yeah, that's
Slap
fine.
that kid. Beat him up.
Beat him up. But somehow.
Shut up.
Anyway.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, like,
You should
in
do
all
it.
seriousness,
I think you should actually do it.
I'll just sit down with him and be like, hey, listen. Because, like, the other day, he's like, are you Christian? Are you sure you're Christian? Are you sure? I was like, yeah.
Yes.
He's like, are you very biblically wise? This dude straight up, like, put me through the hardest Q&A of my life. Dude, this guy straight up says, I'm not trying to trick you or anything. And then he's like a freaking riddle. He's like the Riddler from Batman. This guy straight up asked me, are you the thermostat or the thermometer? And I turned to him and I said, what does that mean?
He said that.
Dude, this guy's like, well, you see, a thermostat changes and creates its own temperature. So
No, it
you
doesn't.
should create your own environment or whatever. And then he's like, a thermometer just rolls with it, like just measures the temperature and goes with it. Basically, he's just trying to say, don't go with the crowd. And I'm like,
I can see where he's coming from, but that was such a
are you the
poorly worded-
Riddler?
I know, that's a very poor way to like execute that sentence.
I was so confused. And then he kept asking me for like a month. Dude was like, are you thermostat or the thermometer? I'm like, what does that mean again? And he eventually stopped. Because I was just so
What-
baffled by this guy's
What is
unintelligent riddles.
Are you a thermostat or a heater? Shoot. I'm an air duct.
Oh my.
Gilbert!
I'm
Square root of blueberry.
Ah! 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 Where were we?
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Gripard.
I'm trying so hard not to scream of laughter right now. You've no idea.
Well, like, sorry.
I love stranger interactions because it's like it's so funny to just see people being so utterly confused. and then just like
Dude,
look
we
at
did
you
that
like,
all
does
the
this
time,
kid have?
dude. Dude, I love going up to random people. I did this the whole first month of school. I just go up to random like college students and be like, "Hey yo, it's been a while," and they'd be like, "Do I know you?" I'm like, "Yeah, we met at
Are you serious?
Red Robin's." And they'd be like, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, I did that for a month. That was the funniest of my life. I did that with like 5 people too. We'd all go up and be like, "Yo, it's been so long. Remember that time at like
You're
it's like
college
1 in
students, so
the
they have no
morning?"
idea if they were like wasted or not.
Yeah, it's like 1 in the morning, and we all like went out cuffing at McDonald's, and we'd like just grab the ice cream by the top. Dude, that's hilarious. I wrote a story about that, dude. And then like my Instagram account got deleted. So, but like, dude, do you remember that? And they'd be like, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Funny as hell.
That a little, yeah. You're that guy, right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but but it was funny as hell because everyone knew I just joined the school, so and I just moved here. And I was like,
Wait, you did that with? You did that with?
that's like the first month I went to school, and
Ah,
everyone knew I was there.
Charles, check your
Everyone
sound
knew I was
system.
used. It was hilarious as all
These
get out.
girls, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting. For reals,
Is.
life is definitely just like something that you gotta like go through with somebody. I don't care who it is. I feel like that's the only reason why people are depressed is because they don't have somebody to, you know, even venting
Yeah.
with somebody is important. Like just, getting your emotions out there.
Yeah.
Like it was really cool. So I didn't like McDonald's a whole lot, but I did learn a couple of things. But what was really cool is one of my coworkers, he just got dumped by his girlfriend, and
Dunst?
well, okay, actually, I not dumped. It was like
Oh,
no,
I heard Dunst. I was like, what?
no. It was like it was weird because they weren't technically dating, but it was like they were both considering a relationship. But then she just casually was like, "Stop texting me," and like called him a stalker and kind of like wasted his name a little bit. So it sucked, right? And so
Damn.
it was really cool, and he was like
Just
telling me
hit him
about
with
it,
a
and he was like,
finesse.
"Yeah, it was really sad because my girlfriend broke up," and like he was just like repeating what he's saying just to let me know, because like we
Yeah.
vibe hard. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
this one of my managers heard, and she keep in mind she's that cool 22-year-old manager that you would like chill with for hours because she's that cool. Anyway, she was like, you know what? Talk about it. Get your emotions out. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is so cool, like of someone to say. Like to be like, you know what? I could just work, get stuff done, and go home. But no, I'm gonna actually like take the time to try and help somebody, even if it doesn't work. That is so cool to me. Like I'd say one of my biggest fears is just being like a jerk, just like a genuinely rude person. That like really scares me. Like the
Too late.
idea of that. No, but like really, like in general, it's like it's a terrifying thought to me. Just like the thought of like someone genuinely just not liking me because I'm like rude. That's like a really frustrating, like scary thought to me. And I'm like, if I can't control anything, I'm definitely gonna for sure control that. You know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. That's like it really is one of my biggest fears. Like, whenever I'm talking to someone, I'm always like checking myself, like, could that have come across as like a little rude or something like that. So I've learned, right?
I hate that.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely
No,
annoying.
I just hate checking myself because I
Right.
do it.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
did that. I lived that for like a month, and then I just got so used to checking myself. I've gotten so used to checking myself that it's like I don't even have to be like, was that too much? Was that too little? And that's like,
Just kind of like no.
I mean, I check myself sometimes, like when I'm like, I'll be like, yo, cool it. You're kind of like in a workplace of sorts.
Right.
It's
Right. No, but like, so I was like, I think about it. I'm like, maybe that's just like a little too obsessive. But then I'm like, you know what? What do we think marriage is
No.
gonna be like Like, what do you think marriage? That's marriage in a nutshell. Just being like, oh gosh, like it's just a fact of life that girls are more sensitive than guys are. So for instance, one of my managers, she like came up. I mean, it's just like a fact. I mean, I'm glad of it. We learn a lot from it.
Dude, the image that just popped in my mind is Brittany, I'm sensitive.
No, for sure. But like, it's like I don't know. Like one of my managers, she came up and she said something, and I was like, which she had just left like McDonald's to work at Walmart. Oh, what a good way to make it up and get up in that system, you know. She just dips and she leaves Walmart and she comes back because she hated it, and she comes back and she was talking about like, yeah, just don't quit, you got this. And I'm like, but you quit, and I like said that, and I was like, even though it might have not come across that way, I like felt bad. I was like that didn't sound right. And so I went up to her and I was like, I'm sorry if like that offended you. I'm like, that's my bad. She was like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, when I said that, and she was like, I don't care. And I was like,
Gilbert, all I can picture is that one meme where she's like crying and pointing, and then it's just a cat. Like, what? You
no,
know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea.
Dog, it's so funny.
No, but I don't know. It's just like, even though like technically I would have been fine by not saying anything, it just feels better to like make sure, you know. Like I don't know if you ever had this
Yep.
feeling, right, where like I don't know how do I describe it? That feeling of like, you know, like when you accidentally like leave something on the ground and you're like, no one will care, like no one will care, it'll be 100% fine, no one will care, but like
Mhm.
you're like you can't like think about it, so you're like I'm done, and like you just go up and like pick it up or something. It's kind of like that feeling
Dude,
sometimes.
today that happened to me.
For
I
real.
went to flush a wrapper down the toilet, and I was so stressed that I was like, dude, if this clogs the toilet, I'm gonna get expelled. So I straight up, it was already in the toilet water. So I
No
got my biggest
way.
clump of toilet paper. I picked that up and
No
I brought it to the
way.
trash can and threw it away.
You absolute Chad. You
No,
Chad. I
no.
respect so much.
Dude, it
Respect.
had pee on it. And you pissed on that wrapper
I
and picked
respect
it up.
I respect you as a man. I respected you before, but as a man.
Dude.
I'm in I'm in awe. You saw a rapper and piss and you were like, "No, it's not time for you to
This isn't
die.
right.
This isn't
This
right.
is
This is not balanced as all things should be." And you just strolled up to that thing and went, "This is my duty, and I will do it with a smile." And you just stuck your hand in the piss water and was like, "This is fine," and took out the tiny wrapper.
bro, I didn't even it didn't even catch me lagging, bro. I was so chill at that time. I straight up picked it up and didn't even make a face. I looked so chill. I was like,
You were just like, ah, another life saved. Some kid in Africa won't have to wonder why they're drinking.
hey, I'm contributing to Team C's.
Yeah. You're like, I
I
don't need to
contributed
donate that
1
30
cent.
cents. Let's go. Let's go.
Straight
No,
up.
straight up, no cap, no pretending.
Listen. Gotta get emotional. I miss you.
Yeah.
I know I say that a lot, but like, I've never. I I always came over, and I always forced you. Like it would be like midwinter, 1 a.m. I was like, let's go jump on that trampoline and hit a couple backflips. I mean, like, and you would never join me. Like I would literally have to strangle you to make you come with me, and I'm not even joking.
You're
And
not. You're
I
not.
miss you. Because the other day, I was getting ready for my mile PE test, and I ran a mile in the cold. And I was like, I miss Gilbert.
Oh,
And that just hit me different.
that's
It
so
felt like,
nice.
and like, I'll just be doing Lord knows what. Like, the other night, I checked the mail at like 1 in the morning. I was sitting there, and I laid in the snow because I was just at such peace of mind, just like thinking about all the times we hung out. And I was just looking at the moon, like, she's so bright. I wish I could show Gil this right now. And it's been like that this whole time. I got here, and when I went to school, instantly, who's the most like Gilbert? I've been looking for you. Another one like you. And the other day, I was just like, that's not going to happen.
Bro.
I'm not going to find a Gilbert part 2, 2.0. I mean, I can find friends that will last 2 years. Because after all, they're already talking about, let's smoke weed and drink alcohol and be buddy-buddy. But it's not going to be that way. It's going to be, like, I don't know.
Dang. I feel you. I for sure. I mean, I miss everything. I miss like the stupid stuff that we did. That like, I mean, like beatboxing bacon while jumping off a like you don't make that kind of stuff up. That just happens. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I miss like the old stuff, right? I miss like us arguing about like what freaking Marvel characters better or something like tiny like that. Just like the small
Dude, I
stuff.
still can't believe you're likes the Hulk.
He's sick. Okay. Enough of the whole case.
I'm sorry. If you like Superman or the Hulk,
GLM.
That's the lamest superhero you could pick.
GLM, dude. Green Lives Matter.
Dude, I instantly thought of Good Mythical Morning for some reason. GLM.
We watched a lot of those guys. That was funny.
I just got a teardrop in my ear.
Is how we thought that it would take years for us to cry again together, but here we are. Just
The
chilling.
what?
Two boys. We thought it would take forever for
To
us
do what now?
for us to vibe like hard, like get emotional like this, and here we are.
Yep.
It's pretty sick. I don't know. I swear, Isaac, I'll stay in Florida, but I'm not forever. And okay, at the end of the day, I mean, obviously, I don't know if you've hit this yet, but there's like a stage where you're like, yes, I love Isaac so much, but like,
But
but like every day,
I love
every
you,
day.
Gilbert. But
But at a certain point, it's like, I mean, obviously we're gonna get sick of each other, so it's like I love like, but like I mean, seeing each other every single day. I'm glad we did that, but it is nice.
let's never do it again.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
Here we go
again.
Whoa! Oh gosh, it's so weird how much we like think alike, and I've found myself literally going, I know exactly what he's gonna say, and you say it, and I'm like, wow, that's how you know somebody.
Dude, I do that all the time.
It's
It's cool
weird,
because
dude.
like someone will just say the randomest, and I'll bust out laughing. Like it won't even be a joke, and my teacher will take it super offensively. Like, are you mocking them? And I'll just be like, no, my boy's back in Oregon. That's something he would say, and that's hilarious. And they'll be like, what? It's funny.
Like what?
I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to think of something. Like they'll hit me with the, hey, yo, like when someone says something really weird and like no one laughs and I'm like, hey yo, and then like no one laughs again, I'll bust out laughing. It's like dead. And they'll all look at me. And I'm like, my boys back in. I literally said that. I was like, yeah, my boys back in Oregon. I known them for like 10 years or whatever, but like that's something they would say, and they'll be all look at me like, what? I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, well, do great talk. Love you, bro.